Yeah, peace, family. Hope everything good and everybody staying as up and as best that they can. So we wanted to watch this clip real quick. This is from Brian from London Real, and he talks about how 6 million British are on antidepressants, suicides being at a 20-year high, and the national depression rate doubling. So let's check this out. I guess
among the lockdowns,
he's trying to run for
school
mayor.
closures, we've all heard about the damage happening to our mental health. How do you quantify that? Well, an article that came out yesterday in The Guardian said that now in England, some 6 million people are on antidepressants, which is an all-time high. The national depression level has doubled since pre-lockdown times in February, and suicide is now at a 20-year high. Those are real figures that are showing you just some of the damage that this lockdown is causing on our mental health. Without mental health, we have nothing. You could have great physical health, but it's pointless. You could have a great economy.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Hold up, guys.
But it's pointless if your mind isn't right.
They running interference.
And it's been so hard to try to get the numbers to quantify mental health, and I'm only just giving you a few. And as we look into this more, we're really going to start to understand the extreme damage that we're doing right now by this lockdown. And we've talked.
Yeah, so I just want to pause that there for a second. So definitely 2020, we've seen a huge surge in mental health and mental health effects on people, exasperated by the lockdown, people being forced in their homes, people being isolated, and, just a lack of support there within the system, people continuing to be careless and selfish as we see. So it's very tough and it's been very difficult. So just looking at these stats, it's a shame. We want to get back to what Brian got to say, and then we're going to pick back up.
Talked about it from an economic standpoint. I think it was Lord Stuart Rose, former chairman of Marks and Spencer, that said for every 1 day of lockdown, it takes us 20 to recover. £2 billion every day we're in lockdown. But to really quantify those mental health damaging effects.
So you hear that, guys? For 1 day of lockdown, it takes 20 days to recover. So imagine being locked down pretty much for 365 days per year. I'm going to let y'all do the maths on that and the ratio on how long it takes to recover. Anybody got the answer to that who a mathematician? Drop the answer in the comments and I'm going to leave something special for y'all.
It's something that we must think about right now because we are being locked down right now to control this virus. We are being told to protect our NHS, even though when you look at the actual numbers, our NHS, first of all, is always overwhelmed in wintertime, and it's actually less overwhelmed now than it was in 2019. Nothing is open, and we've just been told now that our schools will be closed until further notice. They are not opening up again next week as we were told they were here in London. The mental health damage is extreme, it's real, it's going to have deep scarring into the lives of ourselves, of our children, and it's going to directly affect the resilience of this country and the future output and the future greatness of London and the UK. And it's something we need to think about right now. Again, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, and we're just not thinking of this right now. This all comes down to something of control versus elimination. And you have been sold really a lie that this virus can be eliminated somehow, and it can't. It has to just be controlled. We have to find a way to live with this virus and to make intelligent decisions for the future based on everything from the economy to...
Yeah, I just want to pause that because I think he made a great point just in terms of this virus ain't going anywhere. It can just be controlled somewhat. It can't be cured. It's an interesting point because I was in conversation with somebody yesterday and I was saying in my experience and in my regards to the world, even in my time living on this plane right now, I haven't really seen anything be solved. Like even the most trivial illness that we may think of, and that's not me trivializing illness in any regard, shape, or form. Now, my point is, we ain't even got a cure for the common cold, to my understanding. We have control measures to sort of suppress some of these things and keep things balanced, but there isn't a cure for anything. We haven't cured some of the socio-political issues that we face. There's no cure for racism, there's no cure for cancer, there's no cure for some of these things. So as Brian alluded to, we learn to sort of live with them somewhat with it amidst the society that we live in and how we manage our lives and our beings around it. So this being a new one now with COVID-19 and just the effect that it's had, it's definitely one that we want to shed some light to, and then we're going to get back into a bit more talk about the stigmas around mental health.
The physical health to mental health, and locking everything down and shutting our schools down is not the right decision. It's something we're going to pay for tenfold or 100-fold in the future. The science tells us this, the data tells us this, and yet your politicians don't tell you this. Your mainstream media tells you the opposite of this. They are complicit in these lies that we are being told on a regular basis. You can look the numbers up because we have something called Public Health England here, who actually publishes real numbers, and you can see what's actually happening out there. It's now your responsibility as a voter, as a parent, as a citizen to educate yourself and start demanding from your politicians that they start making science-based decisions, a proportional response to this virus, and they show some leadership. A politician should be an innovator. A politician should be a leader. A politician should show you solutions, not use fear as a weapon and panic people and blame other parties and ask for bailouts. That's not why they're here. Great leaders innovate, they educate, and they take people to the next level, and that's what we need. So please leave your comments below. Let me know if you agree with me or disagree with me. It's 2021, and I am super optimistic on this year. There are so many people out there that are really waking up to the reality of these numbers. I know we can move forward. Leave me your comments below, and let's go.
Yeah, so guys, there you go. Just a little clip from London Reels. So let me take the screen share down a bit. So I'm just getting into it. You know, as we see the report, 6 million British on antidepressants, suicide at a 20-year high, national depression rate doubling. We definitely have seen mental health be rocked this year, and I want to say thoughts and prayers to those who we've lost and those who was unable to survive their battles and struggles with mental health. You know, some who succumbed to suicide and things of that nature, and some who have passed untimely just throughout the situations that we're seeing within the modern world. So yeah, family man, I want to say, you know, anybody who's made it through to 2021, you know, peace and blessings, and, you know, congratulate yourself. And because it's definitely been tough to say you stayed strong and you've made it through another year, especially those who have been in a position of isolation and haven't had, you know, for the most parts, any kind of support or anything around them. Now, you know, when I ain't got that support, I always lean to the Most High for support, man. And it's that invisible or unseeable force, similar to the infamous parable of footprints, where, you know, I was on my own, but, you know, the good Lord says no. You know, those times I was carrying you throughout it. So it's definitely critical, and a time of, I'd say, a real impasse right now, where things are going to definitely go into a new direction and change. And we want to see more positivity, because people are going to need leadership. And like Brian just alluded to, where are people going to look to for real kind of leadership that can steer them in the right direction, that's not, you know, pushing people on a fear-based narrative and stuff like that. So I want to pick back up on my next video. I'm going to really expound a lot more into mental health and how it affects a lot of people, and a lot of the stigma that exists within the communities, especially within the black communities and stuff within the UK. Now, I'm not just isolating the black community, but I do feel as though there's a lot of stigma and lack of support with mental health within the black community, because of ego, pride, and a lot of things, and just systematic issues where sometimes things go, you know, unaddressed and unresolved, where I do feel and see a lot of other groups and nations, whether it's that they're given the access or they take the access, but have more access to somewhat support services and stuff like that. Now, that's not to say they have it any easier, because, you know, mental health and things like that are an affliction nonetheless. But we do want to do more to challenge and break down some of the stigmas that exist within the black community and stuff around mental health. You know, recently I did a song which I played on the character the Joker from the movie, which was recently done with Joaquin Phoenix, a huge successful movie that was really able to get into the underpinning of mental health and stuff, and show things from a different standpoint. So I kind of used it as an axiom, becoming the Black Joker, to sort of have conversations and shed some light on mental health and break a bit of the stigma. So family, I just want everybody to stay safe, stay woke out there, look out for you folks, like, share, subscribe, and let us know what you guys think, because we're in serious times right now, and be there to support each other because people need it right now. So with that being said, peace family, I'm out.